It's hard.
36 Chambers with the super chat says God did was not award worthy in the year of good albums in hip hop. No one who listens to music likes it like I'm sorry, like no one who listens to the music like that makes these decisions. Record labels bribing them. I mean, these all these people work together. I mean, the CEO of the Academy basically said that the people who vote on this are the people who actually work at these record labels and work in these studios. So,
Mm.
independents don't really have a chance, and that's why 2000 2020 was such a big situation because none of the mainstream people were able to drop albums because all of the venues were closed down. So the big time mainstream artists, the major labels, weren't putting their albums out there because they couldn't tour behind it. But with that happening, we got a lot of great music from a lot of people who aren't in the system. And that's why the 2021 Grammys that were, awarding 2020 have such great nominees because none of the mainstream slop was even available because nobody released anything. That's why you had an Alfredo nominated. I don't think in a regular year Alfredo's getting nominated.
I totally concur,
Yeah.
even though it should be.
Yeah, it should be. And I think that 2020 year, I think has shifted this decade of hip hop in a way where the mainstream is having a tough time coming back and making themselves as dominant as they were before. Because 2020, a lot of the people from the core, from the grassroots, really put in some real heavy work. And that was the beginning of, Hit Boy and Nas really being independent on their stuff too. So that's a big deal. Eric Terrell, the super chat says Andre and Big Boy saved Atlanta hip hop from booty music and bass music. Legendary stuff. Legendary stuff. Other regions protect their pioneers, not the A. Come on, man. You said it right. Andre and Big Boy. I was listening to a Dungeon Family mix today, man. I was listening to EJ the Witch Doctor today. I was listening to Backbone, Five Deuce Four Trey today. I love those guys, man. I've said it on the show before. I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for those guys. But what I'm not gonna do is single Andre out and act like he has songs that he doesn't have. Now, Outkast as a unit, yes, I'll vouch for that to the end.
Dungeon Family as a unit.
Yeah. I mean, again, not saying that it could never happen. It just hasn't happened. And I mean, as much as I love Lauren too, I can't give awards that didn't. Like, I'm sure her sophomore album would have been great, but it didn't happen. You know what I'm
Same.
saying? Like, it just didn't happen. If we're going through a stat line, that's like, Len Bias, man. Unfortunately, rest in peace. He didn't play in the NBA. It didn't happen. I can't just say, like, yo, man, he should be in the NBA Hall of Fame or the Basketball Hall of Fame. And he didn't, you know what I mean? Like, can't do that.
No, you're right.
Yeah. Web visibility with the super chat said,
Totally.
as a kid, I remember DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince winning the first Grammy in 1989. The Grammys have been a joke from the beginning. Who were they nominated with? Does anybody
I
know?
don't even. What year is that? 89?
89, so it would have been 88.
Public
Damn.
Enemy?
88 was a heavy year. That was Great Adventures
I'm
of
gonna say,
Slick Rick.
I would say Follow the Leader and It Takes a Nation was nominated, wouldn't you think?
I don't know. I would hope they were. Look it up
Let's look
while I
that
get to
up.
these super chats. LP with the
Right.
super chat says Nas, no promo, no features, goes 28,000 projected out of the top 10 to 30,000 the first week, debuting at number 9 and sold more than Glorilla. We did that for real, for real. Y'all really impacted all of that. Salute. Well, I appreciate that. Y'all impacted that too, and I know y'all gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going too. As long as people making dope stuff and again talking about honoring our legends and making sure our legends are heralded for the great work and material that they're putting out there. That's what we're here to do. I mean, we wish we could do it even more because I know it's a lot of legends still putting out work. We're gonna talk about Busta Rhymes in a minute. Jay Short with the super chat says, I think some ATL bias here, maybe. My older friends say it had the clubs on lock for a few years in the 90s until that's the way, I'm sorry, that's the way it goes, ended New Jack Swing. That's the way love goes,
Okay.
ended New Jack Swing? Go ahead.
So, Mike, we didn't even have like best rap album. We just had best rap performance.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, of course, Parents Just Don't Understand.
Okay.
Salt and Pepper, Push It.
Mm.
LL Cool J, Going Back to Cali.
Mm-hmm.
Cool Mo D, Wild Wild West. JJ Fad, Supersonic.
All classics, by the way. All
Can I
classics.
tell you the truth?
Push It should have won, actually.
I would have taken Push It, Mike.
Push
Get
It
out my
shoulda
head.
won,
Push It by Salt and Pepper should have won this award.
Yeah.
The first rap Grammy should have went to a female duo
Yeah, you're right.
or trio.
Honestly,
Push It's the best record too, Mike.
Push It is the best record.
Push It's the best record too.
Supersonic might be second. Hold on, name
Yeah,
those again.
the women own this shit actually right here, Mike. You're right. I would play Push It and Supersonic if I play some Wild Wild. I don't know, Going Back to Cali. I always like the original Going Back to Cali. People
like
hated
Going Back
on
to
the
Cali?
original Going Back to Cali.
Man, Wild Wild West was big though. My dad loved Wild Wild West. I used to go
live downtown.
Up 29th Street.
Man. Right.
Okay,
Girl,
but if I had to rank those songs,
all night. Yeah, I remember that.
If I had to rank those songs, though, I'm going Push It, then I'm going Supersonic, then I'm going Back to Cali. Then I might go Parents Just Don't Understand, then I might be going Wild Wild West.
I'm actually going to concur with that lineup, Mike.
Yeah, I'm just going to be fair here, yeah. Parents Just Don't Understand, really. I mean, it's a great record. It's a classic, too.
It's not Push It, Mike.
It's not. Not None even then, I would imagine.
As a matter of fact, Push It is actually the clear winner of these 5 songs.
Yeah. And Supersonic is kind of like, I mean, from my understanding, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Some of the OGs in the room right now, I thought Supersonic was kind of inspired by Push It.
And Push It was a response to well, hold on. Well, they had a record before Push It that was like a response to the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Andre Shashir with the super chat says, y'all should do a Blueprint series versus the KD series. I guess we should. I mean, you think that's even a close thing at this point?
That's what I'm saying. It's just like,
I think that's a 2-3. I mean, I'm sorry, a 2-1 thing right now. Like, the Blueprint 1's better than KD 1. KD 2's better than the Blueprint 2. And KD 3's better than Blueprint 3. Right?
Easy.
Yeah. CJ Kidd with the super chat says, how good do you think Will Smith's comeback album produced by Hit Boy would be? Would it work? Need both opinions, please. You know, it's something about Will Smith's rhyming that I've never really been super big on. I mean, he can rap, you know what I mean? But I like him on Brand New Funk and obviously Summertime. But y'all have heard my theories about Summertime, so I don't even want to spend too much time on that. But yeah, I mean,
he's one of rap's great storyteller. He's got a great voice and delivery. I've always liked Will Smith, the rapper.
Where do you rank him as a storyteller, though?
As a storyteller? About an 8 or a 9.
Oh, you talking about, I guess I meant rank him amongst his peers, but that's fair.
What do you mean?
I was saying, like, is he top 20 or something? Or
as a storyteller?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Think so? Okay.
Yes. 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 Unequivocally. Yes.
Okay.
Without hesitation. Yeah.
36 said, what are those theories? I got paid in full theories about Summertime. I don't want to go there, man.
Let's not do that. Remember when I tried to do that and the guy from Public Enemy, remember the guy from Public Enemy and me got into it on Facebook about the whole Rakim thing?
I do remember that.
Right.
I remember it vaguely. Yeah.
And he was like, bro, I was on tour with Rakim. I know Rakim. And I was like, well, produce Rakim for the show.
Listen, man, if Rakim, never, if he said he didn't write it, he didn't write it, man. But I will say this: I never heard Will Smith rap like that before nor after, and I'm not even just talking about flow and delivery. I'm talking about vocabulary and everything. 36 Chambers says Will Smith doesn't get his flowers like he should. I would love to hear Will come with another album, though. You know what? His son, Jaden, he put out an album. That might have been about 5 or 6 years ago now. Forgot what it was called.
It's good.
That
I
shit
remember
was dope.
the little EP. You talking about the EP or the album?
I'm talking about the album. The EP he put out not too long ago was dope too. With the Ghost song, like Ghost song was hard, but
I like the EP more than the album. But
man, that album that he put out a couple years back, I was like, man, he's dope. I might listen to that, you know what I'm saying, sometime this evening or tomorrow too, man. Jaden put out some heat. And I think because of who his father is, you know, it's tough for people who come from that lineage in hip hop. It's easier for guys who like, you know, like Steph Curry or whatever. If your father played in the league, you can follow behind that and make your own legacy. But
right.
if you follow behind your father that was a rapper, it's kind of tough for you. We're seeing that with T.I.'s son. He's dope. You know, T.I. is and his
Not
son.
his dad.
No, he's not his dad, but he's a whole different artist from his dad, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's
Another
more.
flavor.
You can tell he's more Andre influenced. See, Eric Terrell, there you go. He's more
Right.
Andre influenced, and you know he's that kind of MC. I know when they were interviewing Biggie's son, he was talking about he's a Slum Village fan, and the way he rapped, he was rhyming like, you know, some backpack stuff. But it's
funny
interesting,
how that
man.
works.
It's funny
Yeah.
how that works. But what I was gonna say though, I think T.I. and his son are actually performing at the halftime for the Atlanta Hawks, and they're doing that song that they had together. And I remember telling you 2 years ago, I said
Yes.
that should have been the first single. And then I guess 2 years later, he ends up putting out a video for it, and it's just too little, too late. That was an iconic moment and misstep. They could have went out there. T.I. could have had his first single, that dope song that he has with his son, and that could have been maybe not a changing of the guards, but doing something that hip hop really hadn't seen like that. I know E40 and his son make music together, but that would have been big. I thought that was a real big missed opportunity, but I'm glad they're trying to salvage it, but might be a little bit too little too late.
Possibly.
Yeah. CJ
I
Kidd.
think they really did miss an opportunity with that. Go ahead to the super chats. You're cool.
Yeah. CJ Kidd says, how about Jay's Volume series versus the Blueprint series? That might be a little bit more interesting. Is it?
Not really, but yeah. Maybe.
Volume 1 versus the Blueprint. Got the Blueprint. Volume 2 versus the Blueprint 2. I think that's Volume 2. And then the Blueprint 3 and Volume 3. I think that's the Blueprint 3.
I don't.
You don't? Okay.
No, because you got to think about it. What's better than So Ghetto on Blueprint 3? Or Come and Get Me? Or Snoopy Track?
Well, I was going to say DOA.
But I just gave you 3. I just gave you Snoopy Track, So Ghetto, and Come and Get Me.
Some good songs. What does Leroy Green think? Volume
Right.
3 or the Blueprint 3?
And I don't care what people say. It's like, in the beat's not the greatest. But Beans and Jay smash. They smash that Do It Again record. Smash.
Oh, yeah. No.
Matt, you know
No.
how Matt come through on the club tip. Everybody knee deep on that thug shit. Right.
No.
That shit is bananas.
No. Jay's verse on there is crazy. Like, I remember when that
King's
came
verse
out.
on there is just as
I was
crazy.
kind of on the fence with Jay. I was like, and then when he did that one, I was like, oh, no. This guy got it right now.
I'm going to tell
How
you
the
what,
fuck you
it's
gonna
like,
talk about him C's
like
on
literally,
our heel?
here's how I feel about that song. It's like Beans might have had verse of the year on the first verse, and Jay came and stole it. Like,
Yeah, we just copped them things, homie, the chromey wheels. Both arms chunky, the sleeves all chill. Any given time, 100 G's in your grill. Don't talk to me about them C's got skills. He's all right, but he's not real. Jay-Z's that deal. C's in the field. Never feel for war hugs. Squeeze that still. You got a flow, that's cool with me. You got a little dough, that's cool with me. Got a little cars, little jewelries. But none of y'all motherfuckers can fool with me. You know the wrist frostbit, -2 degrees, about as blue as the sea. The way I maneuver the V. Hat cock can't see his eyes. Who could it be? With that new blue Yankee on, who but me? Yeah, that takes the Blueprint 3 out.
yeah,
Shit,
it's
2
over.
million,
That's
then
what
I
I'm saying.
moved to 3, then I
Like,
skated to 4 before I went on
it's-
tour. Came back and it's plain. You niggas ain't rapping the same. Fuck the flow, got jack and I slang. I seen the same shit happen to Kane. 3 cuts in your eyebrow trying to wild out. Yo, that's a crazy verse. Yeah, that and then Big Pimpin', yeah, it's better than Volume. Than
That's what
Blueprint
I
3.
actually think that's his best verse on a single, except for the Nigga What Nigga Who performance. I think that's his actually second best performance on an actual like single, like a hit single.
I'm
Like,
with that.
As in post Reasonable Doubt.
No, I think his verse on there is better than the Jigga What Jigga Who verses too. I'm with you on that. I think that's the best single verse, best verse on a single.
I don't know. All I do is rap and sex. Imagine how I flow. Seeing how I was going on my last cassette. Grab a fire like I'm fast on the tech. Never jam though. Never get high. Never run out of ammo. Niggas hating the shit. No, I don't know, Mike. I don't think so.
What about Is That Your Chick? Where he was like, don't get mad at me. I don't love a motherfucker. I'm out chasing my duck. I'm out replacing with another one. She had to see. She kept calling me big. And my name is Jay-Z. She was all on my dick. Gradually, I'm taking over your shit. Coming over your shit.
Nigga What Nigga Who's better. Nigga What Nigga Who was better. That shit was special.
You coming home to dishes, the empty soda cans. I got your old chick up in my rover, man. I never kissed her, never hold her hand. In fact, I did, sir. I'm a bolder man, and that's pimper. It's over. Yeah. When the goat to the like a goldie man, you bitch chosen man, Jigga man, iceberg with the frozen hands, wedding bands don't make it rosary, man. I like that. No. That's not his song though, unfortunately.
No, it was. Nigga What Nigga Who? I don't think so.
I'm still with the Do It Again though. I think that's his best.
Do It Again is pretty special. That's what I mean. That's all those records are better than everything on the Blueprint 3. Like So Ghetto, Do It Again, Snoopy Track, Come and Get Me. That's better than everything on the Blueprint 3.
So we would be putting Empire State of Mind versus Big Pimpin'. Polar opposites. What would you say is the better song though?
Big Pimpin'.
Okay. I like Empire State of Mind. I know a lot of people don't like Empire State.
It's UGK's coming out party. It's C's most quotable performance. Bun B actually has the best verse on the song.
He does. You're right.
Come on.
You're right. Jay Short with the Super Chat says, who do you think has the most pressure going into 2023? I say J. Cole. He still doesn't have an across-the-board classic. I think Cardi has no pressure because she's not making another album. Right. I was going to say, we're not going to get another Cardi album. That's not going to happen. I'm with that whole thing that J. Cole has pressure, but I think Kendrick has pressure.
What pressure is Kendrick under? Kendrick been out here showing his ass. Who's saying that?
You don't think Kendrick has pressure to follow up? He might be getting.
I'm going to say Cole.
Yeah. No, Jay Short says Cole. I think Kendrick has pressure.
Oh, yeah, Kendrick's under pressure right now. He needs to do better.
He knows. And, it is.
He's not a fool. Of course he knows.
He didn't even sound confident on the album.
Therapy.
BCM with the Super Chat says, Jay's verse on the Dynasty intro is fire. Yes, it is. Theme song to The Sopranos. Y'all gonna have us quoting all this Jay stuff, and we're supposed to be the naysayers, right? You want to talk about this Busta Rhymes album?
Yeah, please, let's do.
Yeah. Busta Rhymes dropped the EP today. I think I got the track list here. The Fuse is lit. He dropped 5 songs?
A little 5-pack, a little 5-piece.
What you think about it?
I liked it. I was actually surprised that you liked it as much as I did. When I was listening to it, I was like, Mike ain't gonna like this.
Well, I mean, I think we've already buried the notion that we're never gonna get a certain era of Busta Rhymes back. And that's with most artists anyway. But I like what he did here. I think the production's on point. I liked, other than the song that we already heard with Conway and Kane, I also like Hot Sex Part 2.
I thought he did a good job. Yeah. What did you think? That was where I was kind of like, when I heard it, I was like, I wonder how Mike feels about this.
I like the energy of this album, or this EP, excuse me, more than I like the energy of Extinction Level Event 2. Now, Extinction Level Event 2 is obviously the better, piece of work. But I can be honest, man, I don't think I've really gone back to that album too much. Because it feels like, it just doesn't feel like Busta Rhymes, you know what I'm saying? And I think I know I'm being unfair, and this is being a Busta Rhymes fan. I think he really cemented himself as such a different entity, as a brand, if you will, that when he doesn't do things in the scope of that brand, it's just hard to really, judge. You know what I'm saying? It's like Wu-Tang. If Wu-Tang changed their whole gritty sound as a collective, we would feel a way about it. Like we were like, okay, it's still good, but it don't feel like Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I think he did a good job of maybe not capturing that brand, but capturing the energy in that brand.
Well, I'm about to say, what are you looking for him to capture? Because I feel, yeah, okay, so the energy is there. So what are you looking for him to capture specifically? Because it's like, everybody has a prime, Mike. It's like
Yeah.
he's not like you have to understand. There was a time where it's like, well, as a player, it's like, well, he was a top 5 to 7 player for a long time, definitely top 10. Like, how about this? He made our all rep team. A long, long time, has in like one of the best 15 players in the league when he was playing in his prime. That's what you got to do to make an all NBA team, right? You got to be one of the top 15 players, essentially, or in some sort of shape, form, or fashion, because there's 3 teams, 15 players. Like, he made those teams for a long, long time, Mike.
I just think I'm just gonna be honest. I think that the foundation he set, it wasn't a lot of longevity in it, and I think I've even heard him and some people around him speak on the fact that even after the whole rah rah days or whatever, Q-Tip and Diddy told him like, yo man, you're gonna have to chill out, do some things for the ladies or whatever, and that's when you ended up getting like hit you with another layers of what you're saying, yo, with him calming it down. So he was able to transition.
And I love that shit.
Yeah,
I love Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See. I don't know how people feel about the Mariah and the Janet record. I love those records.
I like the Janet record. I don't love the Mariah record.
You don't?
Nah, that baby, if you give it to me, nah.
I like it.
You like it? Okay. Well, I mean, people. And honestly, that is.
I think it's a great relationship record too. If you really listen to the song,
it's a flip mode song too. I think that might be one of the reasons why I'm not really, you know what I mean, because that's so off brand for the flip mode. Now him.
That's why I like the song so much. It's so off brand for the squad, and the squad all got in and did a good job to me. Yeah. That's what I mean. I felt like it was a great showcase moment for them. It doesn't have it's not the energy or the synergy of the Busta Janet record, but it's a very enjoyable record. I enjoy both.
I think that record has probably lasted maybe longer than most of his top 3 for him. I think Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See has lasted the most. But I think the Mariah one might be right there with it. If he does a versus, which I hope he does, because, I think a Busta Rhymes versus would be great. He's definitely going to play that towards the cleanup spot or towards the end.
And Mike, listen to what I'm saying. I'm telling you, I love those records. I don't like that happy shit. You did a great job on those records.
I'm surprised that you said you like that record.
No, I love both of those records. I've played both of those records since they came out, and I still play both of those records today, like, randomly, or like if it comes on, it's like, oh, no, I'm like, cut that up.
Uncle Fran with the super chat says, Volume 3 is better than the Blueprint 3. I take Empire State of Mind over Big Pimpin'. Shout out to Uncle Fran in the building.
Run This Town over Big Pimpin', maybe, though.
Definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Run This Town over Big Pimpin'.
I'm surprised people putting Volume 3 over the Blueprint 3 because I've always had Volume 3 towards the bottom of Jay-Z's catalog.
I don't know why you've always said that.
Maybe I'm just being too hard on Volume 3. The more I think about it.
What's the other track on there too? The other Timbo track. There's Snoopy track, and then there's what's the It's Hot as Hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, this shit is go ahead and wrap that up.
Crazy.
There's nothing crazy like that on the Blueprint 3. That when it drops, you're just like, what is that? That's crack music. It's that real black music.
I didn't really like Dope Man like that.
Dope Man's a dope concept.
It is
okay, so concept. I don't love the beat the Dope Man, but when people ask an artist to grow or step outside of their box, but
he took chances on that.
But still remain true to their core audience, Dope Man's a prime example, and that's why I like Dope Man, because it's like,
that's fair. He took chances on there, even with the Mariah record.
And try to tell me I'm where hope floats, man. Ghetto spokes, man. I know. I like that you tried that.
Pop for Rock was a misstep.
So was S. Carter. Those were
I hate that record. The Things That You Do, S. Carter, Pop for Rock.
You don't like Things That You Do? Just messing. I'm just messing. Right.
I hate that record, and I hated the Blue Street record. I hated that record. Come here.
Oh yeah, I hate the Blue Street record. Oh, finally we agree on a whole song we can't stand.
I hate that record. That might be my least favorite Jay-Z single. Yeah, off the top of my head, if you ask me what my least favorite Jay-Z single is, it might be that.
What was it called?
Was it called Blue something Diamonds or something? I don't know. It was something.
It was bad.
But bad. I felt like that about Nostradamus when that song came out too. I hated that record.
I don't enjoy Nostradamus at all. It's not enjoyable.
Marquez Davis with the super chat says, my favorite Jay song has always been Somehow, Some Way. I love that record too. That verse, look, man, the tree grows from Brooklyn. If you actually read that book and then you realize what he's talking about, just crazy on that verse. You and I have had discussions about the trio of Jay, Scarface, and Beans. And I wish we could have gotten an album from them produced by Kanye West or, Just Blaze or both. But it's funny how they knocked it out the park with all three of the songs that they did together. And I truly believe that on Guess Who's Back, Jay had the best verse. On Somehow, Some Way, Beans had the best verse. And on This Can't Be Life, Face had the best verse. And so they really went 3 for 3 all around.
I don't know if Jay has the best verse on Guess Who's Back.
Really? Still smell the crack on my clothes. Don't make me have to relapse on these hoes. Taking it back when I was taxing roads when I was
thugging. From the womb to the tomb.
Niggas couldn't do nothing with
it. The spoon. Trying to make me 40,000.
Great verse. They all killed it on every song.
They all killed.
But the way Jay said it all,
is a record where they just all smashed to me. So it's like I never looked at it as a one-upman shit. It's like it's about what you prefer. But I never felt like Jay had like the superior verse to Face or Mac.
He set it off on that record, man.
No, he set it off. that doesn't make it the best verse. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, I mean, I like his verse on. I like all of the verses, all 9.
I think Jay's verse on Somehow, Some Way. Actually, I'm gonna tell you how I looked at it. If I was picking a verse, I would actually take Mac's verse on Guess Who's Back, and I would take Face verse on This Can't Be Life, and I would take Jay's verse on Somehow, Some Way.
Whether we dribble out this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Second floor hospital out this
motherfucker. Right. No, I think Jay took that one.
I like Beans' verse on there, man.
I like Beans' verse on Guess Who's Back more. I feel like the way Beans came in on the breakdown. Guess Who's Back? Your boy Bean Zach, a.k.a. Mr. Half Brick.
Yeah. I mastered it. CJ Kidd with the super chat says, don't underestimate the Blueprint 2. Some of Jay's best lyrics are on there. I think that the Blueprint 2 is very underappreciated in Jay-Z's career. This was a make or break time for him even. This was after Ether, and he was rapping like his life depended on it. When Kobe went out there and was, scoring 40 and 50 a game and all that stuff after he got into the situation.
Colorado. We just call it Colorado, man.
Yeah.
That's the Colorado.
And it was like, yo, man, Jay was rapping crazy, man. 7 straight summers. Critics might not admit it, but nobody in rap did it quite like I did it. You did it, I done it before. You get it, I had it. Got mad at it and don't want it no more. That goes from everything from flipping that raw, flipping horse, flipping vocal cords. Don't get it twisted. Get it right. Did it better. Did it different. Did it nice. Did the impossible. Then did it twice. Get it right. He wasn't rapping like that on the Blueprint. And on the Blueprint, he had bars.
You want to know why he rapping like that, though, right? Caught that fade.
Yeah, he was rapping crazy on the Blueprint too.
That fade, Mike, can make you rap different. It's like, hold on, did I just? Yep. What's that? That's you getting up off the canvas, nigga. That's what that is. It's you better get your ass up off the canvas and fight. You just got floored.
And then he came with the "Can't y'all see that he's fake?" The rap version of TD Jakes prophesizing on the CDs and tapes. Yeah. Like the little brother Jungle.
Definitely upset, Mike. Yeah. Definitely upset.
But see, I like hearing him like that though. The intensity from the Blueprint
too. He hadn't impressed like that. No, he thought he had it in the bag, Mike. He hadn't impressed. He thought he was gonna skate.
Even his second verse on "Excuse Me, Miss," that's a dope verse.
Mike, can I tell you something else? Since we having a Coop Likes Happy Shit type of episode, I love Excuse Me, Miss.
Excuse Me, Miss is a game changer. That's the record. That's the record that made people button it up. That was the record that made people put down the throwbacks. When they seen that video, it changed things.
Me and Six like used to love that record and joke about that record about how grown up and sexy it was. It's like, oh shit, we're gonna have to switch speeds on these motherfuckers now.
Not a lot existed on hip hop radio like that at the time.
No, it's wonderful. I love Excuse Me, Miss.
I remember hearing it for the first time. I remember exactly where I was when I was listening to the Blueprint 2 for the first time. And I heard that song. and I liked it. But then I was thinking, I was like, damn, man, the Luther song just came out like 2 years ago. Is it too soon? That was that whole, is it too soon to sample thing? Like when Fabulous did
Right.
that whole "I'm so into you" to me. I'm like, well, damn, that song's like 3 years old now. Like, but back then I didn't know that Sugar Hill Gang sampled a song that was made like 2 months before it. So I guess there are no rules.